Sometimes games aren't about combat or competition. The heart of some games lie in the experience and the feelings that are brought about from being part of a journey. These feelings often stick in the memory of players long after they put down the controller. Personally, I greatly enjoy games that focus on atmosphere and adventure. If you do too, then I'd like to tell you about Abzu and Grow Up. Abzu is a linear adventure in an underwater world. There's more to it, but I'm going to let you discover all this game has to offer for yourself. You'll have a much better experience this way. Here's what I think you should know about the game to decide if it's for you. It's a very visually stimulating game. The art style's use of hard lines and vibrant colors makes it easy to distinguish the animals and objects from the background. This creates a world that is very complex, but never overwhelms your senses. The world plays out in front of you without becoming a blur of colors. This is very important for a game that focuses primarily on visuals, and Abzu passes with flying colors. The controls are very fluid, fitting perfectly with the free range of movement inherent to the swimming in the game. You quickly feel at home in the open environment, making the core aspect of adventuring very satisfying. You're constantly focused on observing the world around you and not how you're going to get from place to place. I must add that the soundtrack does a great job of setting the tone for the whole game. It has the same feeling of vast openness and wonder one feels when thinking of Star Trek or Star Wars themes, while also having a light-hearted and lively tone that makes you feel like a kid exploring a storybook world. Giant Squid have done an amazing job of catering to all your senses and lulling you into a childlike mindset of adventure and wonder. On top of all this is the simply beautiful, and most of all, well-built world that you'll be exploring. The environments feel like they really could be somewhere out in the oceans below the waves. The kelp forest and schools of fish are interactive not only with you, but with each other. As Matt Nava, the creative director for Giant Squid Studios puts it, Abzu captures the wonder of the ocean without the limitations of scuba diving. I have to include a warning for this game though. First off, this game is not well optimized, and honestly just misses some in-game essentials, even as simple as a sound slider. You need a relatively beefy PC or graphics card to run this game properly. I'm not sure what it is, but it takes up much more processing power than I'd expect. And be ready to open your volume mixer to change the volume at all in this game. It's honestly crazy they released a game without such basic options, but whatever. Also, for those on a tight budget, I cannot recommend this game if you're not the kind of person to go back through your game multiple times to enjoy everything it has to offer. It is a very short game, about 3 hours max if you take your time. While the world is beautiful, you'll only truly enjoy it if you're looking to spend your time taking in the environments for longer than you're required to. If you don't, you'll simply fly through the game without having gotten your money's worth. At $20 on Steam currently, I cannot recommend this game to anybody unless they know they are going to enjoy the scenery of the ocean and truly sink themselves into every minute of the game. But if you are someone willing to do that, I can guarantee Abzu provides a mesmerizing experience that you can get lost in again and again if you're willing to immerse yourself in it. Grow Up has a much stronger focus on adventure and exploration than Abzu. Rather than having a very guided experience, the game presents you with, as literally as I've ever seen one, an open world. The entire planet and its many biomes are set out in front of you, and you are free to explore them all at your own pace, and as you wish. For the most part, you're given almost no direction other than to find the many parts of your mothership that are scattered across the world. Honestly, the art style is very cute, but nowhere near the same level as Abzu, which is fine. It's not really trying to be after all. What this game does go for, and excels in, is thoroughly packing the world with many secret locations and collectibles that are simply fun and exciting to come across. This is one of those games where you lose track of time because there's always another thing to find on the horizon as soon as you get to the last one you were chasing before. I have less to say about this game because there's less to explain. This game does a great job of giving you things to do, but that's about it really. A quick suggestion. Go through the entire game without going for the fully upgraded glider and jetpack upgrades. I gunned for them my first time, and honestly it ruined the game for myself by not truly exploring the game how it was meant to be explored. That being on the ground, climbing rocks, and jumping through the many paths and using the plants given to you as tools to explore. The game is much more enjoyable this way, and on my later playthroughs, I've had a much better time doing this. Sticking to the base glider will be fine, trust me. Sadly, I think I have to put a disclaimer on this game too. I can never really run it that well, and the frame rate's pretty poor. It usually hovers around 40 or something. I can honestly run Abzu better, which is a more intensive game. This coming from a PC that can run The Witcher 3 on high settings at 60 FPS. So if you're planning on buying this game, beware of that too. One last thing, I would put Journey on this list, but I haven't played it. I heard it's great, but never really got around to it. So if you guys think it's worth playing, let me know, and I'll try it out sometime. Anyway, those are my suggestions for some games to sink into. See you guys in the next one.